mama, I do anything to fear. I do anything to see her, cause I know my sister need her. So I'm only looking forward. The goals are in my view, activating my potential, so I'm acting brand new. Super Mario, the obstacles, I'm hopping over you. She'll look how this wish came true. So this is what I do when I'm running through these dungeons. Got me acting like I want it. Hit and reach my peak. I'm just aiming for the summit. I will never fold. I present it origami. Get it how I want it. If you need it, take it from me. When the wounds run deep and the outcomes bleak, don't sleep. This is something that I keep. It's the courage of the weak. This is how I make an ocean from a creek. Hold it in without a leak. This is deep. It's the courage of the weak. Just playing with the system. Killed the old me. Bet nobody miss him. Prime time player from a nobody. Turn you into my shadows if you don't stop me. Transform from a wagon to a Bugatti. No questions, I don't answer nobody. Representing proudly when I'm running through these dungeons. Got me acting like I want it. Hit and reach my peak. I'm just aiming for the summit. I will never fold. I present it origami. Get it how I want it. If you need it, take it from me. When the wounds run deep and the outcomes bleak, don't sleep. This is something that I keep. It's the courage of the weak. This is how I make an ocean from a creek. Hold it in without a leak. This is deep. It's the courage of the weak.
The first baddie in this universe, and all I do is murk. Quit with hella gadgets, got no power but leave you alert. Finally made a wish, and I used it to get newer youth. Always got a plan, while you others got no clue at first. Planes, I got ships, you should hop up in the ride. I'm insane, but I'm lit, I will treat you like a prize. Got a hole up in my trunks, all she really want is mine. Dragon Ball's name's Pilaf, means I'm perfect on the side. Look, it's the mercenary, here's the hearse you carry. If I don't get carried away and leave you with a corpse to bury, I'm still using an act to come kill you with the text. And when I leave the scene, got kill you written on my back. I'm maintaining the crane, my form is limitless style, but no man, woman, or child is off limits to towel. Better throw in the towel or I'm leaving you on the towel. Cause when this go down Ray display, I'm leaving you on the ground. King Piccolo, let me kick a flow. Got one big beam, better keep it low. Yeah, crafty and witty, can take out a city, get rid of you, get no pity. I'm evil, attacking the people and making them feeble. You better just know cause I'm regal. Fitting out eggs and I'm raising an army. Step to the battle, can't harm me, calm me. Nigga, where equal, don't make me laugh. Even Shinron can't handle my blast. I let the heat go, walk and see its flash. Got the ego on the throne at last. Used to jump for joy, now I got a fist in the face of the base of the monkey boy. Boy, you can't even hang with King Piccolo's in this place.
Tell you what I want, what I really want is me and the Spice Boys to wipe you all gone. Like mist, have a sniff, you're under my rule. Get a whiff, guard lick is pungent like stool. After a hit, add salt to the wound and a little bit of vinegar just cause I'm cool. No chippy tea, just chipping teeth. There's little bean, got the biggest key. It's a home run when I open the dead zone fun. You'll be so done, I'ma go hunt and take go hunt. To my power, you're a drop in the ocean. Stay for the fight, won't see me dip. Rolled out when we open tops like it's a really bin. Green outside and green within. Stay fresh, this Junior's mint.
Me and my elite team is famous, I know you hate us. Let me bend over and show you exactly what you are made of. Flinging fists at these foolish foes we fenced to annihilate. Got you begging me to switch bodies like it was Freaky Friday. Face me, that's a disaster. Attacking you bastards with a low blow. I'll be smacking you till you blacker than Mr. Popo. Ginyu, yeah, I'm the villain, tired of winning. Somebody get him Shinron. If we fight, he dying more times than Krillin.
I want revenge. Whoa, you can really call me the coolest in the fam. Don't need an intro, you know who I am. Yeah, my little brother was the ruler and the man, but I stayed in the shadows. Got my own fifth form that they truly can withstand. Got a supernova on deck and it's brewing in my hands. Came back middle when they ruined all my plans as a one-man army. I'm a star, head if I'm gonna be exact. The sun can't stop me, not even the sun go cool, so I need a third movie to revamp. If I go gold, little Drew don't have a chance. Still need vengeance, do it for the clan. When I come back, you know every single saying gotta go. I told you what I'm doing in advance.
Represent the red ribbon, sins will not be forgiven. Mold the earth in my image and rebuild the living to serve as my vision. See me scheming, I'm robbing teens of their freedom, pulling out your organs, now they're exposed like my cerebrum. As I seek change, key drain, or your body's weak shame. I'm a supercomputer, your second-hand eBay. When the hate swells and I raise hell, watch out they fail. When they take L's, I'm a pray tell. You're a great help when I merge you all to make sound.
How do you quantify perfection? Answer, you can never grasp it. All those Kamehamehas and the special beams, I have it. This battle's only practice what I dabble in dramatics. I have traveled through dimensions, all to massacre your planet. Got that thing on me, I'll absorb your body to the cell. I'm bi-curious, boy or girl, man, I just want some tail. I got royal loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. So be afraid, cause when you see me in the game, you'll be a stain.
Legendary since the day that I could breathe. Though my father saved my life, it was his death that set me free. Now my rage has been unleashed, I must fight to hit my peak. I'm unchained like a classic Righteous Brothers melody. Come and see how my key makes them green before they die. Only peace I can reach is in being which you lie. I'm the strongest man alive. No half-Thor Bjorns in movies got the fans alive. Yo, that was awesome, right?
I was so frightened, a shower with lightning, a sadist, a madness is true. It's framing you up like I'm Pablo Picasso and break you to bits of a cue. This infinite stabbing like brutal action, breaking your body's my door to snap it. Heroes ain't seen, no one's spoken. Your power is nuclear, you're making this fusion happen. Spit this death in the mystic breath. When I stick this fist, it can split your head. It's your end of this hell I fight on. Who the kingpin that can hit slap fight? Can't super genetic, this me. Big on the scene, now they still give me flex. Welcome to hell when I kill you again. It's again, there will be no way to resurrect.
Everything pink, F what you think. Your energy's fuel, let me drain it like sink. Get pushed to the brink. Broken and limp, turn man into candy. Biscuit or drink, make him go in front of his kid. I lost some fat, eat soup or I shrink. Blowing off steam, make humans extinct. Who could imagine that I would exist? Turn up at the lookout, there yelling look out. I have a cookout, everyone's pissed. Regeneration, everyone's pissed. Scream in your face and everyone's pissed. Oh mine or Chi-Chi to ha-ha kados. Stepped on Chi-Chi and ha-ha a lot. Play my theme, get absorbed on the spot. No more.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the stream. Great to have you, beautiful soul seed bastard here. Do a little bit on networking real quick. But looks like we are ready to go. Go time! My favorite.
We also see plenty of people with colds and sore throats who find it difficult to eat rich food. From a purely pharmaceutical perspective, I tend to recommend soups and stews.
Got it! Would that be medicinal soups and stews? Medicinal soup. I don't like it.
I must apologize for having such a one-track mind. It's a little difficult to think about food without worrying about the health implications these days. We've had quite the endless stream of patients recently. If you ask me, I think the changing weather is to blame.
That's okay. Everyone's input counts. Medicinal dishes have higher demands in terms of nutritional balance than the kind of food I normally cook. I don't usually focus on medicinal properties, but since this is for a competition, maybe I can score more points by taking both flavor and function into account. Food with substance. Always better. Everyone will like it.
Let me eat that. Bias. Excellent. Let's Riverside. We're good to go.
It's a great suggestion. You're welcome. As long as we could help. It's great to have a doctor's unique perspective. I'm feeling inspired.
Oh, how you flatter me.
Receptivity to sensible suggestions make for a savvy chef. Oh, she is! Creating new dishes is Xiangling's favorite thing to do. You can be sure she'll put lots of care and attention into it. Everyone's got their hobbies, and mine is cooking. Usually I just go with my own ideas, but having a whole new perspective this time is sure to make a big difference to the end result. Great! That makes this whole trip worth it! Alright, time to move on to the next. So we've got an independent thinker's perspective and a health perspective. Next, Paimon thinks we should probably talk to some picky eaters. Incoming! Hey!
I'll be talking to myself on this one.
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. And Xiangling.
Greetings, friends. It's been a while.
Hey, what brings you here?
Has something happened? What's with this great big stone on the ground? Long story. So, just to confirm, I will assume responsibility for handling this stone of unknown origin. Any objections?
None here. You know how to get things done, Kuching. As long as it's with you, I can rest easy knowing that it's in safe hands.
Should I take this to mean that you doubt the relative safety of leaving this in the hands of the Tianquan?
Huh? Well, for starters, Ketching is the one who's always out running errands, rain or shine. Besides, you don't seem to give a wooden more about this whole thing anyway, so what's it to you?
I was merely joking. You, meanwhile, seem only too ready to pounce when an opportunity to publicly lambaste me arises. Even when it means giving our poor mutual friend here. By no means. You wish to know about the stone, I presume. Then let me invite the great seafarer Captain Beto to tell the story. If
you... Well, it's a big one, right? And such a smooth surface, too. Makes you think there's gotta be a good chunk of jade in there.
It was found by a fishing crew, not far off the coast. It must have been underwater for years, so the erosion will be what's given it that smooth finish.
Finds like this cannot be kept as private property, and must be submitted to a holder of public office. Placing it into our custody will also give them peace of mind.
So, well, we've hit it with just about every weapon we could get our hands on and haven't managed to even dent it yet. Clearly there's more to it than meets the eye. No weapon could smash it open.
Kuching has taken an unusually keen interest in this giant stone. which is why...
Let's put that aside for a second. Traveler, what brings you here? Were you looking for someone?
Actually, we were looking for all of you. We need all hands on deck here.
Oh? Hopefully not because there's been some sort of cataclysmic event.
No, nothing like that. Paimon's just getting carried away. I just wanted to ask everyone about their food preferences. Food preferences? That's a little unexpected.
I have rather simple tastes. Precise, pure, smart, and sophisticated.
That's your idea of simple, huh?
I summed up my culinary requirements in 4 words. Is that insufficiently simple for you?
A few weeks out on the open ocean would fix your flawed definition of simplicity, let me tell you that.
What about you, Beto?
Me? If it's freshly cooked and piping hot, that floats my boat. It's got a little chili pepper in there, too. I'm one very happy captain.
I like her. I really want her. Wait, don't I have her?
Oh, bar food works, too.
As for me, it's got to be seafood. Okay, got it. So, that's where I would disagree. Traveler, surely you've heard of golden shrimp balls. Oh my, they're my favorite. You need to wash and devein
Oh boy.
shrimp, wrap it in finely sliced potato strips, then deep fry it to perfection. There's no room for cutting corners. They're very precisely put together. They taste pure, the presentation is smart, and the skill needed to cook them is highly sophisticated. It fits Ningguang's forward summary to the letter.
Huh. So what you're saying is, for all the frills and trills, good food is all the same at the core?
I heartily agree. Golden shrimp balls are a prime example. Their essence lies in combining art and nutrition in a single package. It is a dish of true value.
Okay, got it. So
I didn't say that. Did I?
No, at least not outright.
Alrighty. Thanks for all your input. I'll be sure to take it all into consideration.
First, you gotta have the panda right next to you.
Traveler, Paimon, do you have anything planned after this? Good. I'd like you to help me investigate something.
You picked the right people for the job. We investigate stuff all the time.
Paimon. No. I as much as I would love to, we do investigate shit all the time. But it's never always good.
My thoughts exactly. The Qixing has a public duty to deliver our final verdict to the fishermen, but there are also some things I would like to investigate on a personal level. I'm sure you've become acquainted with the general background of the Moonchase Festival. However, I have my own understanding of this festival's roots. My grandfather was a researcher of Liyue's traditions. In his notes, he indicated that there was a deity called the Stove God in ancient Liyue, which people paid tribute to at a certain time of the year. Very few written records make mention of the Stove God, and those that do are notoriously confusing. Some scholars believe that the Stove God was just another title held by the Lord of Geo, but others suggest that one folktale even claims that the ancients found the Stove God's shrine, but there was no statue. Only a huge, smooth slab of stone. Shortly after it was found, the stone was lost in transit, and it hasn't been seen since. This stone here has all the same features, so I suspect it could be the one that went missing all those years ago. After many years of researching ancient texts, my grandfather came to believe that the practice of paying seasonal tribute to the Stove God may be best described as a festival. He called it the Stove God Festival. That would make it the forerunner to the Moonchase Festival we know today. But this is all just theory and conjecture. To prove any of it, we'd need to... Now that Rex Lapis has passed on, and Liyue has entered the age of humankind, his successors should continue to respect our nation's culture and traditions, just as he did. That's why I think the responsibility for this situation should fall to me. It's a chance to shed light on our history. It was just a couple of days ago that we received this stone. Right after we decided to use food as the central theme for this year's festival. It makes me wonder.
3 birds with 1 stone, huh? That's pretty efficient, even for cooking.
Hey, don't worry about that. This sounds super important, so don't mind me. Besides, we're only... Wait a second. I got it!
What? Why are you shouting?
Ka-ching, can I tag along for your investigation?
But...
Since it's all about the stove god, I might get to learn something useful about cooking along the way. It'll be great inspiration for me in the competition. Please, let me
Not a bad idea.
I promise I'll help.
If it means that much to you... Okay.
Really?
Now that that's settled, time to get going. Kingsa Village is said to be home to a lot of historic...
Alright, then it's off to...
Why can't I just talk to the fucking, Lord of Geo himself? Ow. All the way up. Hey, up in the north side of the map. I love instant traveling. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. Great to have you.
Hi, Granny. We need your help with something. Are there any old books around Chingsa Village? You know, from a really long time ago?
Oh, looking for ancient texts are... There is an old warehouse over there, property of the Feyun Commerce Guild. Many books are stored inside. Those that they have no room for at home. In fact, their youngest comes over this way to read sometimes.
The Feyun Commerce Guild's youngest? You must be talking about Xingsho.
Paimon didn't know they had a warehouse here.
Do I have? I do. He is. He's a fucking pirate captain. I'm definitely gonna want to work with her.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Percent.
Great. I feel much stronger.
Treasure hoard. Get that from the shop.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. Come on, enough procrastinating.
Up already.
We're making progress. If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Heyo, what's up, mate? Roman Tide. Oh, she is highly versatile. Nice. Right now I'm just doing a bit of story mode. Because, when the game first came out, I played it for a few months, and the last very portion that I left off was, just before I was able to access the Jade Tower. So I was already in leeway, and it was just before I was able to enter the Grand Tower. Or the Jade Tower. So I haven't played since that very point. I've missed so much. I have so much work to do. Dear God, have mercy on my soul. What is... Hang on a second. Is that what I'm doing? Oh, let's use the gladiators. He's gonna be my fucking powerhouse. Let's fucking do it. Might not be able to make her a full gladiator, but I could do something with it. Just might have to steal this from me. Haven't done none of the story at all yet. Really? Have you just started playing, or you just haven't gotten to it? What's your adventure rank? Almost 26. I believe I'm 35. Yeah, I'm 35. I'm not going any higher right now. My adventure ranking, that's the fun thing too, is that the reason I don't want to go higher is because I like the level I'm at now. Being a level 50 and trying not to get my fucking ass whooped. So I'm sticking with this now. And the fun thing too is that you can still gain adventure rank or adventure experience and not have to rank up. So the immediate time that I actually rank up my next world, up to world 4, I'll be like 37, 36, 37, like immediately. He's the one I'm working on now. Oh, she only requires... She's gonna be my fucking powerhouse. Oh, she's gonna be my powerhouse. I only need a few green coins, so... Nope, I need store. And I don't have the... Oh, wait. Oh, that's better. I hate being fucking zoomed all the way in. What 5 stars I got? I have a little bit of 5 stars. Where can I see a character selection? Here's all my characters so far. I don't have any 5 stars right now. But when it comes to actual like rarity characters, you want Chi-Chi? I have her. She's okay. How'd I get Aloy? PlayStation only. She's a PlayStation exclusive. So the fun thing too is that here's what you want to do. What do you play on? Because I've been playing on PlayStation since the beginning. PlayStation exclusive. PC. Okay. Honestly, I don't know. Here's the thing about me is that I did start on PlayStation. I did have a PC account that was like Venture Rank 8, but I actually had to get rid of it. So what I did is with the PC is I just deleted the entire account altogether, activated my email on my PlayStation, and linked from there. So I started with the PlayStation, made the whole new Mihayu account, and then linked all of my other devices to that. So now everything is actually based off of this account, whether I'm playing on my phone or PC. It's all this one account. But it's a PlayStation exclusive. I'm gonna be using her way more than I'm gonna be.
Tactics, I'm always ready.
Because I like Razor, don't get me wrong. But dear God, she is a way better claim user. Level. No, that's why I need. Plus, I like PC better anyway. PS4. Where did she go? There she is. I'm not used to the character.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Goes. Especially. Let's actually collect all my rewards. I do eventually want to weapon. See if I can get weapons. No, I can't. Grab this one. Alright, so let's see what I get. Probably do this about twice. Okay, 1 purple. Rain Slayer, nice! Bruh, that's what I'm fucking talking about. I'll take a fucking Rain Slayer. Let's upgrade to my weapon. because my main lightning claymore user has this weapon. So fuck. Take that. Alright, let's do the rest of my characters, as I know I have enough to grab another one more. What from there? I have quite a bit of characters. Another wish? It is. Alright, round 2. Let's go. See what I get. Nope, just one purple. That's okay. What? Yo! I've always wanted a new fire user. You mage? I've always wanted a new pyro character. What? She's a magic caster? Oh, she might be useful. Okay, so wait, pyro fire damage. Oh, I love her passive ability. Okay, so she's a DPS user. Got it. See, I don't know if I want to use her. Why? Because my current pyro user, let me show you why. Bennett is my current pyro user. Reason I like him so much. Yes, this one. His Fantastic Voyage. His Fantastic Voyage actually does healing. Which is what I want. Oh, absolutely. I love his pyro ability and I love his Fantastic Voyage. Just because, okay, just because it heals. And that's the one thing that I needed from one of my party members, is at least one of them to heal. Because she, Jing provides my defense. Which is why I consistently need her. Okay. I have her as my lightning user. I change her up. Because I don't know, I do need a decent. So I'm definitely keeping Bennett and I'm definitely keeping Ningjing. See what her time. User is. Look at that. I thought she was like a mage user. Alright, tell me. Where? Oh, what? Fuck, I'm keeping her. Ubu, Bennett, and Kaching. Okay. Got it. Okay, so G I'm gonna have to rank up too. Okay, so I think I have my new party member set. It's going to be Jing Jing, Bennett, Baidu, and Chi-Chi.
1, 2, breathe, 3, 4, and
I'll find a few of these wallflowers. Oh, great. Very good.
Submit for judgment.
Okay, so I definitely have my new party set. I just need to get them up level.
From whence you came.
I don't think I have money.
Forth my blade.
Really?
speed of light. Hey. Cut to the chase.
Swift and merciful.
Alright. I don't get warm in here. Just want to make sure that my fan can't be heard in the mic. It cannot. Thank you, windscreen. What's up, mate? If you got any more questions for me, Leo, let me know.
Objects like this may prove useful when purging evil spirits.
Where are you at? Where are you located? You in that tree? Maybe? You are in that tree. I wasn't sure I wasn't the only one losing my mind. Hello? Huh? Just swore something was following me. Oh, what? There's another one over here. Where? I get you. That's not... Oh, you're up there.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to get much, much higher altitude. Why? You're so damn steep. You open? Oh, you're not. Alright, I'm gonna have to drop down. I'm trying to climb to the very, very top of the stand block because there's a particular item I need to grab. Man, this rock is stubbornly steep. There's an item I'm looking for, and there's one particular item I saw. Also, I need to fix up my weapon. I have like 3 point... Oh, hello. Not expecting that. I'll take a break. Up here. Better climb a little bit to the left to get the rest of the way. Right here. Yep. Alright, this should give me enough altitude. That will most definitely give me my altitude. Mine. Thank you. Have a great day. Ooh. Just want my glazer loose. Got another? That glazer up there? No? Okay. Although...
It was worth the trouble.
I'm not seeing any of these fucking flowers they need. I have... That's mint. Food flower. I'm not gonna say no to free resources. Oh, wait, what? Oh, why am I missing these? How did I not see these coming up? I'm kinda mad at myself. There you are. Like, I really am mad at myself for not noticing that. Later. How you doing? Good to have y'all. Oh, y'all got stone. Ooh. Man, you're a feisty little fucker, ain't you?
But how?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Wow! Fucking knock. This is why I fucking hate cliffs. You know what? Fuck this. I didn't even get my fucking stone that I literally came here for. Thank God for trees. never thought a tree would save my fucking life. I'm glad to grab you. Alright, there was one more. I think it was over here that I missed. Yeah, it's one over here. Up above? Not the land, right? Oh, it's in this tree. Cool. Okay, so... Those treasure hunters? Still not seeing the flower. I should have enough geo though to rank up actually. So let's find out because I just picked 4. Which I'm still surprised at myself that I missed. I could use the heals anyway. I need so fucking plenty. I need another 9 more to get the fuck. Maybe actually being high up on this mountain help me find flowers I need. That. What are you? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's a game. Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to play a game. Knew there'd be an incline. Do I have anybody in my party that does hour searches? Right. That's an interesting skill. That's a unique one. When allies in your party, animals that produce the fowl, the meat, and the chilled meat, like the standard animal stuff like that, won't be startled. There's an instant sneak effect. I have in my party.
Even if an antique is priceless, the happiness it brings. Lasts for only the moment that you obtain it.
Ready, set up.
notebook.
Jesus, really.
Don't waste my time.
Alright.
Go.
Interesting. Oh, my friend. You gonna fall off the edge? No? Okay. Oh. I love that. Later. Oh, you're alive? You shouldn't be. What? How? The fuck? No.
Wheel of life.
I definitely. No.
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go!
Challenges I'm gonna
Greetings, Ironmongers. Here to serve.
Adventure time! Add Ast. Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go! Benny's adventure team, assemble! Let's go find some treasure. Ow! Where did that come from? Benny's adventure team, assemble! Off we go!
You're just about to meet the Geo icon? Okay. Are you talking about the, okay. You're talking about the one that was supposed to be dead?
Help! I'm being robbed!
It came
came from that direction. Come on.
Rex Lapis, yeah. You're talking about the dragon that fell from the sky? Are you at that event? Okay. Do you care about spoilers? I don't know if you're a story type person or you just care about the gameplay. Oh really? Shoot. That's not the real Lapis. Rex Lapis. The dragon you're about to see is a decoy.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Alright, so you know who the real Rex Lapis is then?
I've come here to clean the book warehouse plenty of times before. This is the first time I've run into these crooks.
Are you alright?
I am, thanks to all of you. Hey, wait a minute.
We'll try not to take up too much of your time. I understand that this book warehouse is the property of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Could you advise what—
The stove?
Huh?
Yeah, a friend of mine who conducts research mentioned it once before. We use stoves for cooking, and stoves are built from rock. Some people think that the stove is a gift from the Lord of Geo. And that's why they—
Seems logical, but do you have any—
I'm sorry, I'd have to ask the young master about that.
Oh, any questions? Please, ask away.
Hey, it's Chongyun and Xingqiu.
Really?
Hello, one and all.
I was expecting him to be there. Okay. Well, let me know when you meet the funeral parlor man.
Hey guys, what are you doing here?
I was bored with nothing to do, and thought I'd come out this way for a bit of reading. And then I thought, why not bring Chongyun along too?
Yes. I'm just along for the ride, really.
I see the Yuheng Kuching is with you.
Master Xingqiu, if I may be so bold, do you happen to know if there are any texts?
Since I personally selected which volumes to store here, I do have some recollection of their contents. If my memory betrays me not, there is one volume among them called Demystifying the Legends of Liyue, which mentions the Stove God.
Might I take a look?
Certainly. If it pleases my lady, I shall lead the way. Sheng, I will take care of things here. You're free to go about your own business.
They're back! So did you find it?
Yes, Master Xingqiu has quite an exceptional memory. Demystifying the Legends of Liyue does indeed mention the Stove God. However, it says the following. The body of the dragon wielded a tail that could eclipse the sun, and claws to command fire and teach the ways of wisdom. Receiving the gift bequeathed unto them, humankind cooked food with fire, and thus did they prosper.
The body of a dragon? The stories about Rex Lapis say the same thing.
That much is true, but this is the only passage in the whole book. If we want to find out more, we'll have to continue our investigation. There's nothing further to discover here. It seems we'll have to look at other options.
I come from a long lineage of exorcists, and our family too has amassed a number of ancient texts. Now that you mention the Stove God, I seem to recall reading somewhere that this god once appeared at the Guili Assembly. Of course, I can't say if it's true or not.
Books are penned by people. All they can do is show what the author was thinking. Everyone's mind is different, so every book on a given topic will give a different account. I apologize that we could not help in a more substantial capacity.
Your help thus far is quite ample. Liyue is a vast and rich land. All things that existed here in the past have left their trace. So long as we do not abandon our... Thank you all. We will hold up. I had a question too. Shincho, Chongyun, could you tell me what kind of food you like?
Food? Oh no. You're not thinking of taking part in the Masterful Chefs, are you?
Yeah, I totally am. What's wrong? You just seen a ghost.
Xiangling, this is a major event. I beg you, please don't cook anything strange for this competition.
For the fact that Chongyun... Hold up. For the fact that Chongyun knows about her cooking is fucking hysterical. What do you mean strange?
Mushroom slime stew, to give one example.
Okay, fair enough. That dish isn't my most popular. But that's why I'm doing all this research, so I can create some really special dishes to win everyone over.
Well, in that case, I like cold food.
Of course you would. Only a cold person will like cold food.
That's because you can't handle hot and spicy, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
I mean, he's my type of guy anyway.
My tastes are on the mild side. I prefer gentle dishes with minimal seasoning. Soups and stews, vegetables and broth, seafood or freshwater fish, either boiled or steamed. These kinds of dishes I am most partial to.
No surprises from the Gugua Geek.
Okay, another mild child. Got it.
These are just personal preferences, and everyone's are quite different. Are you sure this eclectic mix of opinions will be of any use?
Of course! You're my customers, and putting a smile on customers' faces is my calling as a chef.
Though Xiangling's market research blade stabs often into the dark, her heart never strays from the noble path.
Jesus, will you cut it out with your fucking poetry? God damn it.
If anyone can win the hearts and minds with their cooking, it's gotta be someone like Xiangling. She's got pure intentions and really cares about the customer.
That's very true.
No, where's all this praise coming from? Knock it off, guys. You're embarrassing me. Sorry for holding you all up. That's all I needed to know. Shall we carry...
Over to you, Kuching. Where to next?
So we've learned the Stove God allegedly made an appearance at the Guili Assembly. Longshuin is close by, so let's stop off there on the way over and see what we...
Forgive us, for this is where we must part ways. May your journey...
Yes, best of luck. If you run into any difficulties, come and find us. We'll be only too glad to help.
Let's go! Next...
I do, how I love how I have almost every one of those members. I do have both of them too. Kind of hysterical to see both of them next to each other.
Now, what...
Huh?
Don't like that plan?
Singcho.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. That hurt. Let's look at all the more.
Traveler, who are all these people?
Friends of ours! Allow Paimon to introduce Xiangling, Guoba, and Kuching!
Kuching? Of the Chishing? She's the,
Hi.
It's not that. It's... I mean, I'm just your typical commoner. I've never met someone as high up as the Yuheng before in my whole life.
Look at that strong body, those powerful hands, and honest eyes. This guy must be a really great chef.
So, is there something I can help you with? You've...
Let me fill you in.
Oh boy, story time.
Legends claim that the Stove God once appeared at the Guili Assembly. As Wang Shuin is the oldest extant building in this area, any historical texts from around... Is there a room in this inn for storing books? And if there is...
Well, now that you mention it, we do have a fair few ancient texts here. I remember looking through an old recipe book once. If you're happy to wait here for a few minutes... Oh, Traveler, there's something...
What is it? We need to...
What? No, I wouldn't take your money. We're all friends here. I just wanted to ask if you had the time to make a satisfying salad for me.
A satisfying salad? What for?
Yeah, guy who hangs out on the roof terrace, you know? Good-looking fella, not too tall.
Shh! Don't you think he can hear you?
Oh, right. Yeah. The boss told me to take care of him, but this guy... Let me tell you, he is one tough nut to crack. He usually turns his nose up at everything that isn't almond tofu. But the boss tells me you once made him a satisfying salad, and it all went down so well. So I was thinking...
Oh, so this is for show!
Well, that's life, right? You gotta look out for your own people. All right then, wait right here.
Clock is ticking! 50...
Sorry for the trouble, Traveler. Okay.
Here you are.
Thank you ever so much.
While Kuching's reading her book, let's make that satisfying salad.
I'd love to come watch too, but I don't want to get in the way, so I'll just stay here.
Okay.
Go ahead and get started. I'll just watch from over.
That should do it.
All right, thanks for that.
You got all the steps down, right?
Of course. Don't forget,
Let's go see what Kuching and Kuching, Xiangling!
You finished cooking? Good timing.
And? Useful?
Useful. There is a passage concerning the Stove God, and it's, I quote, 60 miles to the northwest is the Guili Assembly. Many were settled there, where they hunted in groups, farmed the land, and made their living from what the soil yielded. When the Stove God descended, one god became many, all of which were the height of children. As does a star when it descends into the world, so the Stove God went out among the common folk and taught them to create fire. With fire, the people at last learned to make hot food, and they dined on rice congee and cooked meat thereafter. This is a radically different account from the one given in Demystify.
One god became many.
Taking the text at face value,
went out among the common folk and taught them to create fire. So did the Stove God really?
Now that's a god who truly cared for their people.
So, we've got 2 leads, but they can't...
By continuing our investigation, thank you for this text, Yan.
It's my pleasure, really. Think not... Listen, you've helped me an awful lot. Not just today, but in the past, too. I want to make it up to you properly, and as it happens, things are pretty quiet here today. So, I'd like to take the chance to treat you all. What do you say?
Wow, he sure sounds confident in his cooking. I like that. Confidence is one of the best ingredients I really want to try his cooking. I say we take him up on his offer.
It's hard to refuse a generous offer like that. Yan Xiao, we await your culinary...
Cool, let's take a free meal. Mind if I do?
think you own the place.
I'll sit here with Goba.
Here we are. That's everything you ordered.
It all smells amazing. I think I've met my fellow finalist.
It smells beautiful.
Strange. I never would have guessed that such a gifted chef worked here. This inn isn't particularly known for its food.
Everyone likes a good meal, whether they're staying the night or just stopping by for a bite. We call it an inn, but the fact is it's much more than that. We have to cater to all aspects of daily life to make this a true home away from home. Please enjoy your meal at your leisure. I should get back to work now.
Yanxiao, are you taking part in this year's Masterful Chefs?
Huh? You too?
Yup, I've signed up already, and I've got my eyes on the prize. Your cooking's delicious, Yanxiao. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the final.
Huh. Interesting. All right, I'll see you there.
What was that? Some kind of power move?
No, it seemed more sportsmanlike than that.
Yup, he's a really talented chef. His food was excellent, and it showed he has a level-headed personality. That's the kind of chef that could be a match for me. I haven't had any competitive cooking experience since my cook-off with Brooke in Springvale. You're too kind. Globa, what are you doing?
Globa's eating the...
Those were Kuchings! How could you steal them while she wasn't looking?
Huh?
You ate every last one? Globa, we've been through this. When we're with friends, you gotta be I'm so sorry, Kuch.
What's the big deal? We can just get it.
It's not the same, though. The moment's gone. Sure, you can eat something else, but you can... A dining experience is a trinity of emotion, food, and atmosphere.
I have to say, now that you mention it, that is a very accurate appraisal.
I'm gonna make it up to you, Kuching. Is there anything you want to eat? Anything at all. Whatever it...
I don't have high hopes for this. But equally, I don't want her feeling guilty. If you insist, there is one dish that perhaps you could try making for me. It's an old recipe.
No problem.
I'll get it to you when we're back in Liyue Harbor. Traveler, have you finished eating? Before we do anything else, let's head back. I need to go home to fetch my grandfather's notes.
Wait! I'll go get everything ready. Traveler, what about you? Are you gonna do your own...
I actually have something to discuss with him. You go...
Okay, gotcha.
Traveler, come here for a moment. I need your advice on something.
Seriously? That's what...
What's so strange about it?
Why? You're super smart, and you're always so sure of yourself. Paimon thought you'd never need advice from anyone about anything.
Well, that's just ridiculous. Xiangling's always so warm and friendly with me. This time especially. And now she's desperate to do me a favor. So, is that supposed to mean... we're friends already?
Oh. was a good backcrack I needed.
I'm just not used to dealing with people who are so warm right from the get-go. How exactly am I supposed to respond to that? Oh, no.
What's making Kutch?
Oh yeah, what? Going.
Hey, we're here!
Hey, grab a seat. I'm just running through my ingredients to see what I'm missing.
Oh, we're gonna do...
What is it?
This is your idea! Why you gotta dump it? Okay, so back at Longshu Inn, we noticed you and Kuching were getting along pretty well. So you really like hanging out with her, huh?
Yep. Kuching's good-natured and easy to be around. The kind of person everyone wants to know, right?
You're a braver person than Paimon. The first time we met Kuching, Paimon found her pretty intimidating.
You think so? I remember thinking straight away that she was really easy to get along with. Didn't you see her sneaking treats to Grova back at Wangshu Inn?
Yeah, she's great. We know that now. We're just talking about first impressions.
First impressions? Oh, okay. Hey, have you guys eaten grilled shellfish before? They can be hard to crack at first, but they taste amazing that way.
We've eaten shellfish before, but I don't think we've ever tried eating them grilled.
Oh, you're missing out. I'll grill some for you another time. But anyway, Kuching's like a shellfish. Maybe a little closed off at first, but once you get to know her, she's got a soft and squishy side too. Not to mention that even after her favorite food was stolen away,
You make a good point. You know, Xiangling's intuition for people...
Alright, let's see. We're okay for carrots and crab, and we still got some ham and mushrooms.
Huh? What was that noise?
What's going on? What the...
It's the ladybird!
Excuse me, one shall not be addressed
Oh,
in such a
Queen
manner.
Retainer.
One shall be known as Adeptus, whose name, should you care to mention it, is Cloud Retainer.
Cloud Retainer. That does sound like an Adeptus name.
Well spoken. One shall let this young lady's a while it has indeed been, traveler. Does one surmise correctly that you hasten hither to partake in the Moon Chase Festival? Ah, so even the illustrious traveler has been summoned to attend the Moon Chase Festival. As expected, this year's theme stands proud against the test of public scrutiny.
The theme?
The very same. Moon Chase Festival falls during the season when many cooking ingredients are ripe. Hence, it is a fitting time to enjoy the finest of foods. One noticed let it be known that one's culinary proficiency and ingenuity is uncontested in all the world. Thus does one now appear in this realm, that those who inhabit it might witness one's latest creation, a supreme cuisine machine.
A supreme cuisine what?
What's that? Supreme...
Patience. One's purpose here today is to meet and to greet. Nothing further, traveler. You are one who has witnessed much of the culinary world. When the day comes, one would be more...
Oh, so we're officially invited?
That which is implicitly understood. I shall say no more and dwell here no longer. Await my word. Be there or beware.
This bird always disappears just as quickly as she shows up.
She seemed like someone very prestigious. And she definitely... What are you all huddled together over here for? The Adeptus left already. Yay! Sorry I kept you waiting, Xiangling. This is the recipe from my grandfather's notes. They're not in the best condition, so rather than bring them out of the house, I just transcribed the recipe. Unfortunately, the texts my grandfather worked with were very old. Usually faded, damaged. Oh, okay. Let me give me some time. I need to look into it. Sorry for the trouble.
Oh, you're all here?
That voice sounds familiar.
Sorry to interrupt your conversation. I was in the area buying a few things, and I heard the disturbance.
So you mean Cloud Retainer? I saw her too. She just suddenly showed up right in the middle of the street. Whatever adeptal power that was, she certainly knows how to make an entrance.
Lady Kutching, you saw her too? Do you, have a...
What is it, Ganyu? Has something...
No, it's nothing work-related. I wanted to ask about...
A personal matter?
Please, Lady Kutching? This...
Oh, okay.
I noticed Cloud Retainer was here for quite a while. Did she say anything about... me? When I was young?
About your childhood?
What? Really? I was getting really worried. Once she gets talking to people, she tends to go off on all sorts of tangents. So I was worried she might have bored you with some...
Your name didn't even come up, so you've nothing to worry...
Kutching, how are you not asking a bunch of questions right now? There's obviously some juicy
Oh boy.
Curious to find out what it is?
Please, no.
Of course not. Whatever it is, I'm not curious and I'm not... If Ganyu has a secret and she wishes to keep it that way, nobody should make it their business to try and get it out of her.
Yes, ma'am. Fine, I'll never bring it up again.
Kutching, I thank you. You're so...
What's that got to do with... Honestly... Go on, you should be getting back now.
Oh my, you're right. I should. Okay, everyone. Please excuse me.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Don't worry, God.
Thanks. Hope to see you again soon.
Just ignore her.
Hey, everyone. I just had It really occurred to me when that Adeptus showed up. Do you think the Stove God could be an Adeptus too? Ooh!
I don't want to assert either way, but it seems highly...
In that case, we should go ask the Adepti about it. I think my master might be able to help.
Master? You mean your teacher is an Adeptus?
Uh-huh. She's over at Eugene Terrace. Come on, I'll introduce you.
Did not know that.
exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to conquer evil. There are other means to the same end, but they are not the true way.
Children, come.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting...
A gift? For Paimon?
When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you... That simply won't do. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket.
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's.
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. But that's enough nostalgia.
That's right!
Oh, settle down now, children. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze... You would have to dig downward, following the root, but almost no one has been able to... Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or... So in any case, smaragdus... goodness knows if...
Well, since you're an adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help...
Yes. I suppose she does count as an adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem...
Oh, maybe so.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yenfei.
I have her on my team.
Heard of the traveler and his
I just got her.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei, all right.
Let's get to the business on hand.
I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey. leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can...
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of...
Commercial consultancy. Or... Snezhnaya? Ah, found him. Krustle! A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual.
Jesus. Painful.
Hello, Mr. Krustle.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further...
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Chiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Ms. Chiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, in return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Ms. Jiqiao in the event that
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Chow lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be...
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to... That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me, but now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Mr. Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? True.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
What about you?
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how is... Whichever way you look at it, we've got...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, however much it is, I will have to pay it. Now that it's come to this,
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first...
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so...
Smooth to the touch. Finest qual... No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
Oh boy.
You lost them?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to... I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since...
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpin.
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
Alright, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay...
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Oh, man.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfect.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we... After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might...
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, Since you're so experienced in
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign the...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep... It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain
Who
someone
in the
else
city of
knows.
contracts?
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then?
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here. Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to... Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh!
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossell enlisted your ore processing services?
A Snezhnyan I do remember that. He brought... That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of... He was quite why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at...
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Hey mate, thanks so much for the follow. How you doing today, Drake?
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait!
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it there may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
How you going so far, my friend?
Alright, let's focus up. We're going off...
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact...
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk smaragd...
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read.
Yes, I see.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singsi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay.
Well, that was quick.
How come? Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand?
Yes, well, that's no...
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law... Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adept.
Again, with that casual
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Singsi.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
I take my meals cold to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energies. Genshin infused water with ice is the most effective.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
What should I try this time?
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to conquer evil. There are other means to the same end, but they are not the true way.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Yanfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time...
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here to ask you a few questions. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Krosel. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his specifications. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which
doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found.
Miss Inksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of... Mr. Krosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite.
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it that...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks again!
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all...
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite... Once we have this final piece of evidence...
What's this?
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 mountain treatises. The Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and it is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality, and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus jadeite?
This guy's right on point.
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if your pressing business might be related to the Snezhnayan merch?
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make...
You're too kind.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baizhu's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossel.
This is going to be an interesting story coming up.
Madam Ping is shocked.
I did not expect that.
Master, how are you keeping these days? Are you well?
Oh, very well, thank you. What a surprise it is.
Hello. Master, we came here because we have a question for you.
Of course I know the Stove God.
Does this mean...
Ah, I see. How interesting.
That's right. We're investigating something that happened.
I see. The great stone surfaces. I must commend your guesswork this far. I did indeed know the Stove God of whom you... Moonchase was originally a rite observed by the Adepti. Not something in which the ordinary people of Liyue would... On nights when the moon shone bright, everybody would get together for joyful reunions. There would be fine food, fine wines, and choice teas. Later, Rex Lapis unified all of these various festivals under the Moonchase name to honor an old friend of his. In short, the heavens were our witness as we vowed to the moon to come together in joyful solidarity, to remember the past and reflect upon the present.
Rex Lapis.
That friend made I can only presume that the Stove God...
In the hands of Rex Lapis, our nation's traditions were faithfully upheld.
Ah, Kuching, I simply won't allow you to be so down on yourself. Nothing would delight...
Thank you.
Lady Kuching.
Huh?
Lady Kuching. Lady Ningguang wishes to...
Ningguang's look must be important. Please excuse me.
There she goes.
Do you want to know who Rex Lapis's friend was?
Oh! Hi, my guys!
Yes, precisely. There are few genuine coincidences. The Stove God was a good friend of mine, too. What a pity it is that the god is now gone, both from...
How could that happen?
It is to everyone's regret that the Stove God passed. But gods cannot be fully destroyed, and we made a pact to wait until the land became fruitful once more.
Really? Master, you must miss this...
Yes. I'm pleasantly surprised. Unfortunately, however, I cannot simply give her the answer. Kuching's grandfather once researched the Stove God, and now she follows in his footsteps.
You knew Kuching?
Of course! I count all the people of Liyue among my good friends. I remember when he... Grandparent and grandchild are definitely made from the same mold. Both diligent enough to take on anything and both... I like to think of Liyue as my own little potted plant. I've watched... For new blossoms must bloom on the branches. My dears, you are absolutely right to focus your investigation on the stone. It is, as you suppose, the lost statue of the Stove God. I should like to see the stone for myself if you would lead me to it. Perhaps...
You're all here. I was just about to send someone to fetch you.
Kuching, has the stone undergone any changes?
A crack has appeared in one corner, but we still can't tell what's inside.
What happened?
More likely a natural occurrence. Our weapons have had...
How would a natural occurrence...
This is because the Stove God draws power from the actions of the masses. The heat of a busy kitchen. The joy of a reunion. Keep up the good work.
All the books say the Stove God is the deity of food. So is the stone opening up because everyone's cooking for the festival?
Statues draw power from their people. So, if the Ningguang and I chose Feast of the Bounteous Land as this year's theme, and now every chef signed up for the competition is busy preparing.
Plus, a lot of families have reunion feasts around this time. With everyone back home, the whole city's bustling with people, and that adds a lot to the festive atmosphere. So if the stone cracked because Leo has started getting festive,
That must mean that when the festive fever peaks, it'll that's gotta be it, right?
Well, we'll have to see.
Okay, the fact that cooking is involved gives us the selections phase of Masterful Chefs will be held indoors and seen by only a few people. But the finals will be held outside in public. Everyone who wants to will be able to come and watch it. The atmosphere will be incredibly lively, no question.
And when the finals end, boom!
It's definitely a possibility.
Well, I've already signed up, so I should be able to help.
Yes, for a chef as accomplished as yourself, getting to the finals should be a breeze.
All this talk of cooking competitions is making...
Cool. Here we go.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then.
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yan.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss, I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that—
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first beat hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting...
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually
inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do Mr. Crossell, your answer please. My client and I are waiting.
He's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money, but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Chichao lost the hairpins after I rented them out.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must...
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite!
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite over to you.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss
I mean,
oh, come on.
I still get my stone anyway.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we...
Not a bad trade.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big stack of documents. Even though
the right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely...
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit.
It was worth the trouble.
Okay, so just before I actually finish with this mission, I'm going to take a quick 5. Use the bathroom, grab some food real quick. We'll see you guys. And hang tight, I'll be back in 5. There's my pause. There you are.
Never felt fear until the boy was acquainted with it. Black roses, hangovers, taking shots, hand loaded. No, I ain't sober. Let me take a brief moment for the chain smokers, the outsiders with the cold shoulders, and the stray loners. Yeah, and with a stare in the face, my eyes can tell a story like the words on a page. It's all a dream, and then we off into a fairy tale place. Until then, you know I'll carry that weight. Bang, it's Bennett.
I've always felt the lack of ambition. Consider passive and different. Was usually down for a setup to make a stack though, isn't it? Thought my actions were rational. I'm not actually vicious unless you end up finding ways of getting me mixed up with it. I've been conflicted, connection within us drifted, and everything fell apart. And I love to act like it didn't. No point in trying to restart if the future's already written. I'll sweep it into the dark as a cover to keep it hidden or finished. And I was so sick of thinking I had an effect. Carry all these demons, there's a few that I gotta accept. Tend to feel defeated in my life, and I couldn't confess, but I never gave up. I evaded that out of respect. But I admire your threats. You should have messed with the best. Really had nothing to lose. You getting tired of me yet? Just know I'm aiming at you. Already handled the rest. This is the way I'ma choose, cause I'll be fine if it's death. And they told me that I gotta be safe. I got it, but it's sad to say that it's something they speak a lot of. Anything to gather a profit. Figured it'd be best to just be honest, so I'll come and cop it. If you got no other option, tell it to me straight. And stayed so distant, didn't need assistance to be great. And was knowing to open up to their face. When it comes to an end, it's only closure I wanted to chase. They were so fake, what more could they take? Nothing really, hope their bones break. And they always ache until they're dizzy for my own sake. Always tried to make over a milli. Think I won't carry the weight, well that'd be silly. Yeah.
found it. You happy with yourself? You nosy little... I told you not to look. You're scarred. I told you you wouldn't get far. Hello, I'm your neighbor. Goodbye, I'll see you later. This place was not for you to look and see. Take it from me. Hello, you're in danger. Go ahead and see your behavior. You may think I'm the devil and wish your life's in peril. Let me spell this out for you. I'm just your neighbor. Now get out. Where are you now? Where are you seek? Well, I'll always find you out. Now get out. You're a nuisance to my plans. Now get out. You're a nuisance to my plans. Get out of my house.
Sending out a calling card to everybody, even you, though I knew that I had to study. That's what I'm a do, never lose. Need a couple buddies just to make it through. Me and you, now I'm feeling lucky. This is what we do from the get-go. Gotta keep our heads low, yeah, we see it all. It's your fault, it'll end though. Just gotta be dedicated, we're playing with death notes. See, and now we're elevating our way mementos. Can somebody change my heart? This ain't me. They really got a world inside they can't see. Only trying to find a way to set their minds free, but nobody in the world will understand me. But if they cannot admit it, maybe I can get them to. This will only help you in becoming a better you. Desires are taking over, something they should never do. Only gonna live because they're letting you.
You'll never see it coming. You'll see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You done it. By the time it's hit you, your last surprise.
I gotta focus on the ones around me. If we're gonna do it, then we do it soundly. Staying out of sight, never in it loudly. We got a bounty, but they ain't ever gonna down me. We say it proudly. Allow me to say that if you give me a sec. Not a metaphor when I say I'm in your head. Really, all these people got somebody they could affect, but always thinking about themselves and they're doing it less. Can someone change my heart? This ain't me. They really got a world inside that can't see. I see through your brain, you're fake and want greed. You need to be safe, we'll make you all see that this is not hate. We aim to change you. Admit what you did and say it's all true. We see through your lips and know what you do. We'll use you as proof.
You'll never see it coming. You'll see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You done it. By the time it's hit you, your last surprise. I'm coming for you. My game's always so fast, so fine. You spun it. By the night you didn't catch it in time.
Oh boy. Man, I swear I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. Blind nimbus never know where it'll take you. But this
Alright, people, welcome back. You listen to this time, people. Very good song. Alright, so let's drop the music back down to normal volume. Ooh, what is going on? Oh, that's right. still want to make the music audible, just very, very low.
You've returned. How did it go? Good, good. Then we have all...
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose... I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot.
No, I'm good.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then. Let us speak of this no more.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Just wait here for a moment. There we go. This Serenity pot is all. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness. Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
What does it even do?
Wait a minute, Granny.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a...
Heart be pure.
This is interesting. Oh. Who are you, little one?
Well, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call me... hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called again?
call me, I suppose you may call me Tubby.
So you're the little helper,
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. She told me much about you. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of this realm to me. Your journey may be far from over, but at least this way you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep each night. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage their affairs. You may consider me a butler, if you will. Now, allow me to explain this realm to you. Have you any blueprints on you? Specifically, blueprints with beautiful rooms. As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however you please.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us some when she gave us the teapot, didn't she? Let's take them out and have a look.
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking about. Go on, open them up. Just commit the image of the objects to memory and prepare the necessary materials. Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in the blueprint shall appear within this teapot.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal
A golden-eyed adeptus?
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. If there's any...
That is super weird. Realm dispatch.
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy.
Oh, that's amazing. I can place my companions. Fuck yeah, let's go.
it isn't my favorite client. It's been, by the looks of it, nowhere near dire enough for you to be needing my services. Great, very well. Maybe you've forgotten, but this whole subspace creation thing is nothing new to me. Well, it's not my forte, okay? Anyway, you should worry about your...
That is fucking cool. I never thought the gamer came up with that.
If it isn't my favorite client, by the looks of it. Hey, morning! You should show a little more enthusiasm.
Heart be pure, evil be erased, mind be purged, world be... I always forget that last part. I take my meals cold to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energies. Genshin infused water with ice is the most effective. Heart be pure, evil be erased, mind be purged, world be... I always forget that last part.
Alright, guys. So, I think that'd be it for today. Let's do for just about 3-4 hours, give or take, but 3.5 hours, give or take. That's pretty good enough for now. I will be back tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. EST. Kind of actually, earlier today, passed out and took a nap, so and woke up just before midnight. So that's why I did a late stream, but. Let's appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. What will it say? Later. Anyway, see you guys.
I feel the music moving through every part of me. I see the beauty blooming out of every passing beat. I'm flying straight towards the light and there's no stopping me. I live my life inside impossible geometry.
There's a place I go where the baseline flows. Bass-time slows and daylight throws its shade on haze and radiant tones. I take my place and name my blows. My sabers glow as they compose in graceful trails of shapes and notes. These blades in place of slaying foes. They play amazing laser shows. On a rip to revive, but a slip to the side, stick a rip for the glide, kill a brick to the side of the drift to a vibrant tide, like a brick to a diamond, my score's climbing high. With every strike until the energy rise, the way ahead of his bride is an incredible ride. It's music, the food of love that I'm serving it heavily diced. Wanna take me up to the skill? Only I make beats, $100 bills. My high score's coming on the mill. Don't take sleep, running on the thrill. A prophecy fulfilled, and my prodigy revealed. At the top of any field, but I'm coming as a wheel. Now I'm pushing up the kills, every block I'm gonna build. And it's already I filled it with all of a brilliant. Red left, blue right, down, up, down, diagonal. Step left, move right, down to the ground. Now swap sides, take pictures and DDR with a little bit of rock band lead guitar. From the outside it might seem bizarre, but you might just never want to leave the art. Never in all of history before has cardio been touched this to perform. But aware of the risk that you twist and deform, or you might just put your fist through a wall. The earth that is saved, you serve the waves, the sound of the blades, eight waves of the shapes, eight rays of the pace, gonna taste of the race, this grace to embrace with space your playlist. I feel the music moving through every part of me. I see the beauty blooming out of every passing beat. I'm flying straight towards the light and there's no stopping me. I live my life inside impossible geometry. I found a place where my playlist for the player Rhapsody.